or 5.
Skeletal and Muscular System. The skeletal system includes all of the bones and joints in the body. Each bone is a complex living organ that is made up of many cells, protein, fibers, and minerals. The skeleton acts as a scaffold by providing support and protection for the soft tissues that make up the rest of the body. The human skeleton contains 206 bones, 6 of which are the tiny bones of the middle ear, 3 in each ear, that function in hearing. Here are the parts of the skeletal system: the frontal bone, nasal bone, and the backbone. The 4 main components of the skeletal system. Bones are made of a composite tissue with high fraction of the mineral calcium. Adult humans have 206 bones. Young children may have more bones because some bones fuse during early maturation. The bones notably provide structural support, giving the body form and rigidity, and allowing for walking, running, and more complex movements. But bones are also metabolically active, as the marrow in the interior of bones is where blood cells are made. Bones also feature epithelium, adipose tissue, and nervous tissue. Tendons connect muscle to bone. They consist of tightly packed bundles of the protein collagen arranged in parallel. They are usually encased in fluid-filled sheets when they abut other tissues to decrease friction and increase padding. They act to focus as a muscle's effort on a physically small portion of bone, better allowing muscles to serve as levers. The ligaments connect bones to each other. They do so in a relaxed manner without any pulling between them, since no muscles are involved. They are similar in composition to tendons. Although the fibers they are assembled from are often more variable, they sometimes have a degree of elasticity, but are not really considered stretchy. The cartilage is found in joints between bones and is made of material intermediate in firmness between bones at the hard end and tendons and ligaments at the softer end. It contains both collagen and chondroitin sulfate. Its appearance is like that of a sponge with pores called lacunae between the solid portions. It comes in a number of forms, the most common which are hyaline cartilage, elastic cartilage, fibrocartilage, and calcified cartilage. The skeletal system functions. Number 1 is support. It provides a framework to support the organs and tissues of the body. Protection. It protects our internal organs. The skull protects the brain, the thorax or sternum, ribs, and spine protects the heart, lungs, and other viscera organs with the thorax. Movement. It provides a framework for muscles to attach. Then, when the muscles contract, they pull on the bones of the skeleton, which act like levers to create movement. Supply and storage. The bones that make up the skeleton are a source of both red blood cells, which transport oxygen, and white blood cells, which fight infection, which are formed within the bone marrow. Muscular system. The muscular system is an organ system consisting of skeletal, smooth, and cardiac muscles. It permits movement of the body, maintaining posture, and circulates blood throughout the body. The muscular system's invertebrates are controlled through the nervous system, although some muscles can be completely autonomous. There are 3 distinct types of muscles: skeletal muscles, cardiac or heart muscles, and smooth non-striated muscles. Here are the muscular system parts. The types of muscle. Skeletal muscle or voluntary muscle is anchored by tendons or by aponeuroses at a few places to bone, and is used to effect skeletal movements such as locomotion and in maintaining posture. Though this postural control is generally maintained as an unconscious reflex, the muscles responsible react to conscious control like non-postural muscles. An average adult male is made up of 42% of skeletal muscle, and an average adult female is made up of 36% as a percentage of body mass. The smooth muscle or involuntary muscle is found within the walls of organs and structures such as the esophagus, stomach, intestines, bronchi, uterus, urethra, bladder, blood vessels, and the erector pili in the skin, in which it controls erection of the body hair. Unlike skeletal muscle, smooth muscle is not under conscious control. The cardiac muscle, or myocardium, is also an involuntary muscle but is more akin in structure to skeletal muscle and is found only in the heart. Muscular system functions. Mobility. The muscular system's main function is to allow movement. When muscles contract, they contribute to growth and fine movement. The smaller skeletal muscles are usually responsible for this type of action. Most muscle movement of the body is under conscious control. However, some movements are reflexive, such as withdrawing a hand from a source of heat. Stability. Muscle tendons stretch over joints and contribute to joint stability. Muscle tendons in the knee joint and the shoulder joint are crucial in stabilization. The core muscles are those in the abdomen, back, and pelvis, and they also stabilize the body and assist in tasks such as lifting weights. Posture. Skeletal muscles help keep the body in the correct position when someone is sitting or standing. This is known as posture. Good posture relies on strong, flexible muscles. Stiff, weak, or tight muscles contribute to poor posture and misalignment of the body. Long-term bad posture leads to joint and muscle pain in the shoulders, back, neck, and elsewhere. Circulation. The heart is a muscle that pumps blood throughout the body. The movement of the heart is outside of conscious control and it contracts automatically when stimulated by electrical signals. Respiration. Breathing involves the use of the diaphragm muscle. When someone wants to breathe more deeply, it requires help from other muscles, including those in the abdomen, back, and neck. Digestion. Food moves through the digestive system with a wave-like motion called peristalsis. Muscles in the walls of the hollow organs contract and relax to cause this movement, which pushes food through the esophagus into the stomach. The digested food moves from the stomach to the intestines by peristalsis. From here, more muscles contract to pass the food out of the body as stool. Urination. The muscles and nerves must work together to hold and release urine from the bladder. Urinary problems such as poor bladder control or retention of urine are caused by damage to the nerves that carry signals to the muscles. Childbirth. Smooth muscles in the uterus expand and contract during childbirth. These movements push the baby to the vagina. Also, the pelvic floor muscles help to guide the baby's head down the birth canal. Vision. 6 skeletal muscles around the eye control its movements. If someone experiences damage to their eye muscles, it can impair their vision. Organ protection. Muscles in the torso protect the internal organs at the front, sides, and back of the body. The bones of the spine and the ribs provide further protection. Muscles also protect the bones and organs by absorbing shock and reducing friction in the joints. And last one, temperature regulation. Maintaining normal body temperature is an important function of the muscular system. Almost 85% of the heat a person generates in their body comes from contracting muscles. When body heat falls below optimal levels, the skeletal muscles increase their activity to make heat. Shivering is one example of this mechanism. Muscles in the blood vessels also contract to maintain body heat. Body temperature can be brought back within normal range through the relaxation of smooth muscles in the blood vessel. This actually increases blood flow and releases excess heat to the skin. So that's the end of my report. Thank you for listening.